Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wolfpack, and today is the final destination that we visited in Europe, and it was in the UK. It was London. So the board game store that we visited was called Orcs Nest. Of course, we had to stop by with a name like that. Now, this store was packed full of people, and right at the very front of the store, they were displaying Turing Machine and Pandemic, Catan, Seven Wonders, and Dune, just to name a few. I'm assuming that this is probably like the top sellers in the store, which is why like they of course put in the front, because those are some very big names. But overall, now that you've seen Spain and Nice and now in London, it's really interesting to see like what games are at least being showcased the most at the very front, or which games may potentially be the top sellers in each region. Now, the layout of Orcs Nest was very unique because the register was actually right in the middle of the store, and then they're surrounded by games, so you can go directly upstairs or you can go behind them and then see all the titles that they have in stock. It really does feel like an Orcs Nest, and I thought that layout was awesome. Now, remember in France where they had this whole wall of crime-solving games? Well, here in Orcs Nest in the UK, they actually had this whole wall dedicated to historical games and potentially some coin games too. The store overall was just very modern industrial, and on the opposite wall, there were games like Sagrada and Dominion, Castles by the Sea. They also had Zolkin, just like in Spain too. We also saw Bark Avenue there, and even Mother of Frankenstein. Lucky Duck games were in every single store that we went to, so of course Destiny's was here as well.
So again, that one that just hasn't had a trademark for a while. I don't know if it's just in the UK or if it's also in Germany, but yeah, it hasn't had a trademark.
Ooh, they have World Wonders in stock. This is out of stock too.
And I might have missed it in the other stores, but I was surprised that this was the very first time that I saw Everdell in the 3 stores that we visited actually. This was also the first time that I saw some Western themed games. I've also heard many good things about Revive, but I haven't gone it yet just because I feel like I'm kind of indifferent about the artwork, but I am interested in it and the gameplay overall. And Orcs Nest just had like every single Unmatched series on a shelf. We saw Project L, but I thought it was a hard to find title or not sold anymore, so I was surprised to see it in person. And the Animals of Baker Street looks super fun. It looks like a really interesting take on Sherlock. And since we were in London, I was like, this would be such a good time, such a good fit to get a Sherlock themed game here. Jackie picked up Onitama from the shelf actually, and I don't know too much about this one, but I've always loved like the 2-player chess-like aspects to it, and also know that it's super popular. Let me know if this is a game that you've all played before. Now, this next shelf was probably my favorite shelf in the entire store because it was filled with some of my favorite games. Tons of Leader Games' games and Flamecraft, and 4 copies of Ready Set Bet. Parks was here, so many of my favorite titles in just one shelf. Marvel Champions continues to be super popular among every store. And then lastly, there were also some games from Stonemaier and Roxy, so Orcs Nest did seem to organize the inventory by publisher. And that's it. So overall, like comparing Spain and France and London and all these different game layouts here is super interesting to see how each store categorizes them by region. So like some stores were organizing them by box sizes, and then we have by publisher, also have by genre. It's pretty much exactly how we organize our board game shelves at home, and it's really fun to see that this, I guess there are not too many ways to organize our games, but it's still really interesting to see how each store does it. If you made it here to the very end, go ahead and comment Orc down below, and I will see you all in the final episode to wrap up this mini series talking about the little mini board game haul that I got in Europe. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.